Hi everyone, my name is Rishad. Today is the 21st of July 2024. I'll be going over my weekly prediction for SPY. As usual, I'll be going over the monthly, weekly, and finally the daily charts, and then I'll switch over to the Excel sheet where we'll review the last week's prediction and go over this one in more detail. But before getting into this video, it's important to make the disclaimer that all information here is completely educational, and therefore it's important to conduct your own analysis, whatever analysis that may be, to make sure that you're comfortable with the risk, reward, and trading style, since you may not be with the one I use. As such, it's important to conduct your own analysis, whether fundamental, quantitative, but make sure that you know what you're doing. And this video is completely educational, so please use it for that purpose. It is simply a log and a rationale behind my predictions. Now, with that out of the way, monthly charts have been, pretty similar for SPY. I mean, we have this long-standing uptrend. However, this month, although it hasn't closed yet, we can see is forming already a doji candle and possibly even a greystone doji. But that is yet to be determined, of course. If the SPY does fall any farther, then that might just be the case. Volume has declined severely. I mean, the volume is very, very negligible compared to previous months. I mean, it's in the 600 something millions, where even low volume is in the somewhat billions. So volume declines quite heavily. It's not matching this uptrend, indicating that it's a weak accumulation. DI plus is higher than DI minus. ADX is going up, so that's a good sign. That means we are trending. However, these are lagged indicators, so we don't have a super strong uptrend, is what we can conclude from this. Weekly charts show a similar pattern. I mean, we are definitely going up for a while. We had this failed breakout, but we bounced back upwards. Now, this week, on higher volume than previous weeks, was a strong red candle. And this week, we had actually two trades that could have worked, but because of that, I'm not going to count either one of them, since they would have effectively canceled each other's profit and loss out. RSI is now not overbought, so that actually has went down back to the desired range. ADX is rising, although at a slower pace than before. DI plus is higher than DI minus, showing that we are on an uptrend. However, volume is diverging still from this price action, and we are yet to see a confirmatory piece of evidence that shifts us towards a downtrend as of now. But we do have some indications that this uptrend is definitely weak. Daily charts show a very similar pattern. However, this week has been very, very strongly downwards and on higher volume too for SPY, showing that people might be selling off SPY for profits just to capitalize. However, this is an indication that we are, in a bit of a phase where we are still yet to decide where we are, since this is a weak accumulation phase possibly, or towards the end of it, because the RSI shot back down very heavily. ADX and the DIs both are effectively, I mean, the blue is still very, very marginally above the yellow, but the ADX is above both. I mean, this would typically indicate that we're trending, but since both of the other DIs are converging, this actually indicates that we are in a sort of indecisive phase, and we do need a very clear breakout action, which is why when we get to the Excel sheet, the support and resistance will make sense. It's important to have a spread out kind of barrier for entry, since it may go in either direction, and it's better to wait for the market to show itself rather than to try and predict it. Now, SPY, as I mentioned last week, I wouldn't count as a trade, since there were two that could have worked based on these. They would have canceled each other's profits out, so we would count this as nothing. This week we'll buy when it crosses 565.16, and for when it falls below the support, we'll sell at 542.52 with a target of 1%, trailing stop loss of 0.5%. If neither are hit, then we will just close on Friday. But the weekly trend currently is up, however, that may be subject to change. And similarly, the monthly trend is up as well, however, that may change as well. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Enjoy, and I will see you in the next one.